Hey, hey, hey. What's up, Big
Bro, that's always the way to start the show. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym in the Crypto, episode 1076. Today is Wednesday, March 1st, 2023, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10ish.
At 10ish in today's top stories, Bitcoin ATM declined. Over 400 machines went off the grid in under 60 days. Whale sells 1,010 NFTs in 48 hours and largest NFT dump ever. Coinbase launches grassroots campaign for pro-crypto policy in the U.S. Gaming engine Unity adds MetaMask functionality among new Web3 tools. And Jack Dorsey's decentralized Twitter rival enters App Store. But first and foremost, what's going on with those prices?
Oh, yeah. So taking a look at our prices today, Bitcoin sitting at $23,726, up 1% today. Ethereum at $1,656, up 1.1% today. Bitcoin at $303, down 0.2% today. XRP sitting at 38 cents, up 0.7% today. Cardano at 36 cents, up 0.03% today. Dogecoin sitting at 8 cents is up 0.26 today. Polygon at 125.29 D, so we'll skip over that. And Solana's 22.69, up 1% on the day. And some of our trending coins include Shiba Inu, back in the trending topics, Taboo Token, and CEO. And some of the recently added coins for our DJs want to dumpster dive solidly. First time I read Nine Lives Network and SHIB CEO. So yeah, and that's not worth a penny with a hole in it.
Hilarious, bro. You are definitely from the South. My man said a penny with a hole in it. That's crazy. I want to give some quick shout outs to all the warriors today in the chat. What's going on? Welcome back to the show. Another day, another dollar. You know it. Make sure we dollar cost average and wisdom bars will be easy. The metaverse president. I like that name, actually. Why not? Like, let's make it in the name. Hey, metaverse president. Just let you know that little rocket ship emoji right there. Hey, stop giving financial advice in the
Financial
chat, bro.
advice.
Hey, we don't do this financial advice shit in the chat, all right? Like the government and the laws don't like that rocket ship no more.
Oh yeah, I
What's
was
going
say yeah,
on?
you can't put no money signs, you can't put no
None of
up
that.
arrows, nothing.
Get out of here. Miriam, what's going on? Gracie, Captain G, Khalifa, Kadeem, Junior Maley, T, Holloway, Fam Bam, PFC Wells, Local TX, L Debno, Pluffy. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Top story of the day: Bitcoin ATM is in decline. That is right. Bitcoin ATM declined. Over 400 machines went off the grid under 60 days. You know, this is about what I love about what we do every day. Hey, whether we have the numbers or whatever, I could care less. But what we do have, folks, is the expertise. You see a big ATM article, we don't have to give a analyzing what we think and all this other stuff. We talk to in-house expert. Bitcoin Zay, y'all seen the video? He had a Bitcoin ATM. What is your thought on this Bitcoin ATM decline and what's going to happen next? And I mean, just really quickly reminding others, as I said, you had a Bitcoin ATM back in what, 2017 for
17.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had one in 2017. And I mean, I remember seeing you program it and work with it, but I do remember one of the reasons we stopped the ATM foray is essentially you were like regulations are getting too expensive and too stringent to run a Bitcoin ATM. So with that being considered, what's going on with this story? And as you look at the regulatory environment, will that affect Bitcoin ATM uses in the future? I mean, I went to Fox Hill Mall yesterday, bro, and I remember they had a Bitcoin ATM in there. I went to go look for
Oh
it, and I
yeah.
didn't see it. It was like I was just gone. So I was like, oh, what's happening right now? So yeah,
Oh
what are
yeah.
your thoughts about this Bitcoin ATM decline?
Oh man. Well, I will say I did see this coming a long time ago. Back when regulations went crazy in 2019, 2020, somewhere around that time. And the Bitcoin ATM, 400 machines went off the grid in 60 days. And between December 2020 and January 2022, more than 1,000 crypto and Bitcoin ATMs were installed each month. So basically, what's happening is there was a huge influx of Bitcoin ATMs, companies that were installing them in different places. I was a part of that when most people were at home chilling. When COVID first started, I was in these streets. I was out in between Virginia, Maryland, DC, helping a lot of gas stations get Bitcoin ATMs installed because of my expertise. But crypto ATMs, they're one of the key infrastructure pillars for mass adoption. They've seen a drastic reduction this year in the first 2 months. The net cryptocurrency ATMs installed globally reduced by 412 machines. I don't think this is surprising at all. A couple reasons why. I think the Bitcoin ATM, they're basically consolidating at this point. I think there's a lot of companies that were around, but some of these bigger companies that have been around for long periods of time, CoinFlip, who I work with, as well as like BitAccess, they're sort of winning out, and some of the smaller companies, they don't really need to have Bitcoin ATMs. Like they probably have a bigger profit share just buying Bitcoin straight up. So not surprised there. And I believe I mean, 20 or 30 different companies. That'll be reduced way down. It'll probably be 5 or 6 in the next year or so. So not surprised there. And even it says here recently, crypto ATM provider Bitcoin Depot converted its 7,000 physical machines to bit access software. So like I said, they're basically just consolidating whichever one is the best. Well, usually wins out. And look at that next line. Operational costs related to software licensing fees, which cost $3 million annual. That's why when you asked me about it, you were like, "Yeah, so the regulations too much, it costs too much." I was like, "Yeah, unless you got a couple million laying around, you can't run a
You was
Bitcoin
telling me
ATM."
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember you something. And that was back then. That's what's scary, people. That was in
yeah.
2017. You know, we were trying to get through this regulatory hurdles and figure out what licenses and compliance. And yeah, I do remember that conversation. I'm like, what's the problem? Let's get this money. He's
Yeah. Even
he's like, you
I
just
mean, I
can't
was a
do it like that.
legacy, as I was gonna say, I had a legacy machine. So like if you started before they introduced it, at first they just let you keep going, but then at a certain point they were like, nope, you got to update your money transmission license. That's a half a mil right there. And then depending on the location, that's 20K a month. And then you have to have $1 million in insurance. It's like, and then plus logistics. I was like, man, I could just buy if I had three
Yeah, if I
million
had a
dollars to
1.5,
spare,
if I had
I'll just buy
exactly.
Bitcoin.
Right. I wanted this. That goes back to what we say, like when all these people have billions of dollars and they still try to create something in this market instead of just buying the Bitcoin.
Mhm,
Like that's literally what it is, and that's the issue. People, these barrier to entries, as you heard, Bitcoin ATMs. I mean, you're literally looking at, let's go low end conservative. You're looking at $1 million to get
mhm,
started. To start this for the machine costs $3,000 to $5,000. People, you can afford the machine and you can
mhm.
afford some Bitcoin to put in that motherfucker. But
Yeah.
but in order to operate it, it costs $1 million, and that's what's crazy because that barrier to entry, like literally, would you want to start a Bitcoin ATM business where you just buy $1 million in Bitcoin? Like it's not even hard. So
Yeah.
no, I'm with
Yeah.
you on that one. That's
And
kind of
somebody
crazy.
asked, do they have altcoin ATMs? Yeah, CoinFlip. If you check out CoinFlip.tech, CoinFlip has, I believe, 7 different cryptocurrencies. They may have expanded it by now, but yeah, they have at least 7 that I know of, and they're pretty prominent at this point. So yeah, CoinFlip.tech. You can check them out, and you can also get referrals if you refer people
Yeah.
to use it or to buy ATMs. You can actually make money off referrals. Something I was doing in 2020. So yeah, it's still a business that runs, but it's definitely going to consolidate. All these companies not going to last.
And you know, and it makes sense too. But I mean, it's interesting that it's happening already, or I should say already. I mean, I guess it's been 5 or 6 years, but like people, this is maturity in the market. This is progress. And when you start seeing consolidations, these bubbles pop and all that good stuff, like that is a good thing. That means the market is moving forward. So it's unfortunate, I guess, to see that there will be less ATMs. But like Bitcoin, as they said, this consolidation should make each one a little bit more powerful, or more efficient. So hopefully we'll see that in the future. Shout out to Jake Fever. He said iCoin wallet made Jake the new Bitcoin ATM. I'm printing off my own sats. Look, iCoin need to hire you, Jake. Straight up.
Oh yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, shout out to iCoin wallet. All right, let's see. Wild enough, the Coinstar sells Bitcoin at the best price physically. I know, right? For those who don't know, I did the change thing in Coinstar. I was gonna do a video, but I was already like, I already put most of the change in there. So I was like, I'll just get some more change. I'll do another video. People, the Coinstar to Bitcoin is actually a better conversion than converting it to cash. I don't know if they fucked it up on the back end or whatever, but they're not actually, or at least when I looked a few months ago, they weren't taking out the proper, unless they do it all the way at the very end. They weren't taking out they were giving you like the right amount back in Bitcoin versus the cash. You know, they take off like, let's say 3 cents off every 10 cent or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Well, with Bitcoin, they're like giving damn near all of it back to you in Bitcoin because you weren't getting it from the store. You know, if you
Mhm.
Coinstar, you get that money back from the grocery store. When it's Bitcoin, you're not getting that back from the store, so they're giving you the accurate amount of Bitcoin. So
Yeah.
I
You know
did
it's
think that
funny.
was pretty interesting.
You know it's funny, King. I don't know if I ever told you this story, but you know they stole my idea. Coinstar.
Who's that? Oh,
Coinstar.
I think you did. You did tell me.
Yeah,
You
I tell
told
you
me
about
that
that. All right,
happened.
so
Yeah.
yeah, let me tell you. So in 2014, I went to go visit my brother in Winston. He had his big jar of change, and he was like, yeah, we can get, drinks this weekend. We'll have a party or something. He was like, just convert it. He said it should be like $100 worth of change. Go on Coinstar, and it pops in my head. I'm like, what if I can convert this to Bitcoin? That'd be great. I emailed Coinstar. They emailed me back, and they said, we're not looking at Bitcoin right now. It's something in the future. Blah blah blah. 2017 rolls around. Coinstar introduces, I think it's 2017 to 2018. They introduced 100 or so Coinstar machines. You can do Bitcoin. The Coinstar people reached out to me on Twitter. He actually DM'd me, and when I told him, I said I have the emails somewhere that show me emailing you all. He stopped responding to me after that because that was an instant. Like he knew it, and he's lucky it was an email address that I no longer use. I had no clue how to get into it, but I emailed them on their site twice. I actually sent it to him. I was like, "This is an easy conversion because if people want to buy Bitcoin, one of the easiest ways is just take the change you already have." And then, of course, they ran with it. I'm
That
telling you,
is the
people,
easiest thing.
I've got more ideas stolen than most people have come up with. So,
Well, and again, we talked about this yesterday when you talk about we listed some of the companies that's been involved in this $60 billion of losses this past year. I'm like, when you look at all these companies' name and you look at the board of advisors and who's on all these advisory boards and everything, you get a little crack in your microphone. But when you look at all that stuff, literally you don't see anybody we recognize. Oh, it's a big crack. There you go. It's perfect. You've never seen anybody we recognize. It's not like we look at these advisors on Celsius, advisors from FTX, as advisors from Block, like all these. What's the other one? Genesis. Some of these places that went down is never anyone on that list you already know in the crypto space. Like, oh, that's so-and-so. Oh, he's real good. That company should be fine. There's never that. So it's again, that kind of goes back to Coinstar was like, instead of literally reaching out to the people or person who's trying to show you how to do this, you're like, no, we're just gonna do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Like,
I told you,
you saved a whole $100,000, Coinstar. But then it's like, now when you get mashed out and something happens, something you overlooked, don't get to crying and needing government help and protect. No, you didn't want to help. You didn't want to look for the experts in the house. So no, I feel you on that.
Yeah, man, just being too early, man. That Coinstar, Bitcoin Academy, or at least Bitcoin Summer Camp, I got it off the ground. But now the people trying to copy that too. It's just, hey, people trying to copy us with our content, with classes. I mean, with books.
It's good though.
Hey,
it's all good.
I mean, it means I'm on the right path. We on the right path. So
exactly. Not only that, eventually y'all got to go outside, and I'm gonna see you about taking my shit. But anyway,
I don't want to hear any
invalid. I'm gonna see you at the conference. Like, yeah, I wrote a paper on the same thing the year before. You didn't see it. You didn't see it. All right. Well sells 1,010 NFTs in 48 hours, and largest NFT dump ever. I thought this was a super cool story. I mean, first of all, things like this, like the largest NFT dump ever, we knew, like, who would have thought this story was coming, but we knew this story was coming type of deal, right? But no one thought, eventually all this buying NFT. I mean, I know people who collect NFTs at this point who literally are just like, I don't care if it's $1 NFT. If I can sell it back one day at $2 and I have 1,000 of these things to do it with, or 100 of these things, then I'll make me some type of profit, or it's just fun to collect in general. So there are a ton of people collecting free NFTs, airdrop NFTs, buying dollar NFTs. But what we haven't seen yet is anyone sell them all. So this is the first time we're seeing this. So I think this is a pretty cool thing to market. We get to see the first ever large NFT dump. But yeah, with that being said, what's going on with this story, Bitcoin Zay?
Well, looks like the bottom is in. It's like
hilarious.
But somebody has a huge dump for some reason. That's always what people say. But yes, 1,010 NFTs broken down here. It's 11,680 Ethereum it was sold for, or 18.6 million, all sold within a space of 48 hours. So they basically, the major selling event included 90 Bored Ape yachts, mutant apes, and 308 other deed NFTs. And again, somebody commented on the Twitter. They said what he was selling, but he's not registering much profit for these collections. I mean, he probably was just tired of it. He probably was like, "Look, man, if we go down any further in this market, I'm not gonna get anything out of this. I'm taking my 18 million and running." I'm not sure how much he paid for them, but for some people, they rather profit with something than leave with nothing.
Yeah. Same. Even if let's just say these were 30 million and it's down to 18. In a market like this, it was volatile and stuff. This is a good move. Especially because if you all notice, a couple things that's already happened. The government, essentially the SEC has come out. Some other government agencies like, NFTs ain't got our cut. So we know that's coming for sure. And then the second thing, is it the cool thing still? Right now, the buzzwords is AI. AI are the buzzwords. So A lot of people who bought a lot of NFTs, or this may have been their first foray into the market, you're about to learn a very valuable lesson, like how quickly this market changes. Because let's not forget who want to and let's say modern. I say modern crypto. Modern crypto for me is when I joined 2016 plus or whatever. And even then, 2016 really isn't modern. I would say 2017 is modern crypto, whatever. Once we had swaps. But in modern crypto, when you're looking at all these different NFT buys and different projects that have come and gone, I mean, that the hottest kid on the block was the ICO space. It was like, to me, it still was nothing hotter than ICOs, bro. ICOs was hot. And then after ICOs, what was that at the time? Oh, it was Metaverse a little bit. We did Metaverse, even though that was a short stint. Then we went full
DeFi
on
summer 2019.
DeFi summer. We had then we had the full on NFTs. NFTs lasted for a whole year, to be fair, year and a half. But my thing is, like, is this a sign, like you said, that the bottom is here? Like, will NFTs been a thing of the past, or will we continue to use them? That remains to be seen right now.
And also, too, you mentioned AI. I kind of feel bad for artists because a lot of artists were looking at NFTs as a way to get residuals and a way to, start collections based on their art. I saw some artificial intelligence art yesterday. It might be over for artists, man. I'm sorry.
Is over?
I mean, not over because
man.
people are going to run to whatever is the new hot thing. But you know what's going to happen?
Right.
People are going to say, you know what? I want some art from an artist. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to return back to what it was. Like
to normal. I don't want no robot art.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to say, is this robot art or is this real human art? And that'll actually raise your valuation. So don't give up if people are running towards AI produced NFTs for a little bit, because this market is crazy. It could go to $1 billion valuation overall, and then it'll be the reverse. The pendulum always swings back. People be like, you know what? I'm tired of this artificial intelligence art, man. It's too good. I want some some okay art.
It's not a need or a want, but I've been considering. I don't even know how to explain it. Literally, just for shits and giggles and to see where the path leads me. I like tech stuff. I like tech. I've seriously been considering making a new anonymous avatar and just having them doing some wild shit in the metaverse and doing something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got these avatar rappers, they got avatar this, they got all these different. I want to do something digital. I don't know what it is yet. There's something super random, super digital. I don't even want to be attached to me at all, and just have this living being in the metaverse. I want to see how far and wide it can actually go. Because, like, we are on the cups, people. We are on the cups. I went in the other day to Best Buy. I saw the new Oculuses or whatever. People, look, the girl who worked there, she was like, I'm just waiting until they make them as small as goggles or some, or glasses. She said that she was like, soon they're going to be contacts. I was like, this is what I'm telling you. I was like, for you just to randomly say that. And she's like, yeah, I work here. Like, this is what I do. Like, her Oculus or whatever, like, that's what she does or whatever. That's her Best Buy geek shit. She's like, oh yeah, these are going to be smaller. She's like, they come in smaller. I was like, woo.
The Oculus is like the Oculus is like the big back TV. Remember the big back TV?
It's on the floor.
Clunky?
It's on the floor right now.
And then it's gonna turn into smaller and smaller and smaller to a point where basically you just stream it straight through your eyes. Eye contact.
For real. Shout out to Stan. Thank you for that super chat. Can Ordinals change Bitcoin's commodity status by the SEC? Thanks.
Well, in my opinion, no. Only because Bitcoin as a layer one is not considered a security because it's not a promise of profit and it's decentralized. So anything built on top of it doesn't matter. So again, we were talking about that on Monday. If you have it, good Lord, Gigi. If you have,
it's not as bad because you got that good mic actually. So we faintly hear it, but it's not that bad. That's why I even said nothing.
But yeah, so if you're on other blockchains, it's crazy because that whole project could be gone if it's built on something else. If it's built on sand, it may not be there. But since the SEC said everything but Bitcoin at this point, I'll probably stick with Bitcoin. Ordinals should be just fine. I think Ordinals are going to explode. The NFT market right now, the big scandals they have, all the rug pulls, and this whale dump. I think you're going to see people run to Bitcoin Ordinals, and you can access them right now pretty easy on gamma.io.
All right, I'm over here. Appreciate that, Bitcoins. I'm over here laughing at the comments. Jake Fever said ICOs was lit. DeFi was good too, but meme coins was the most lit. Shout out to Hex and Shiba and all of the E-News. And then right after, Ty City said meme coins was an unrespectful wave. All right, you're right. Meme coins was a wave. The only reason I don't really include meme coins, like while it was and is, because it still is a wave, it's actually a wave that started and never stopped. The meme coin wave is actually just the altcoin shitcoin wave, people. Again, you have to remember, when we started in the prehistoric times of 2016, pre-2016 before, there was only 200 to 300 cryptocurrencies max, people. I'm telling you, when I entered the market, I was in half the cryptos. I know, all right? There was no more to get into. I looked for them all. Ask Bitcoin say. All right, there was nothing left. But no, seriously, 2016, there was only a few hundred cryptocurrencies, seriously. And now we're looking at over 22,000. So that, while it was a meme coin thing, I give you that. I think it was also just that, again, people, the cross atomic swaps. I keep telling you how big this was. You couldn't just swap into an altcoin. That's why there wasn't many. As soon as you could just swap into it, it became many. So I think the meme coin wave is still a part of the altcoin shitcoin wave that really got I mean, it had already been around, but it really kicked up in 2017 and 2018, of course, like that. So I mean, remember we was yelling out BitBean and Redcoin. if that's not meme coinage, it's good times. If that's not meme coinage, I don't know what is. Thank you for the tip, super chat 5252 crypto. What's going on? I haven't seen in a while. 5252crypto.com said, yeah, there we go. It's just one of our little memes saying good job, keep it up. Appreciate that sticker. All right, next up, Coinbase is in the news again. Coinbase launches grassroots campaign for pro-crypto policy in the U.S. That's right. Coinbase is making it known they are pissed off at our government. They said, listen, we paid y'all all this money. We did everything to get with the gang. Y'all jumped us in. You know, this is what Coinbase is. Coinbase is the dummies who got jumped by the gang and they still ain't let them in. They got done whooping their ass.
You got jumped by the wrong ones. Those are little homies. You ain't get jumped by the big homies.
They don't even count.
Come back to the alley next week. Yeah.
Who put you? No, bro.
Oh man, he ain't never been in the game. You got put on by some random.
That don't count. So my point is that's Coinbase right now. Coinbase is like, look, we gave the U.S. money to go public. We gave institutions money once we went public. We paid all fines. We're playing the game. Then y'all tell us we can't do lending. Then y'all tell us we can't do this. We can't do that. Brian Armstrong been on a tear ever since. Brian's been like, hey, SEC can't do this. I think all crypto like he's been pro crypto enthusiast now ever since the SEC slapped down his lending and some other ideals he had. And now he's back in the news. And again, I think this is all have to do with how pissed he probably is behind the scenes. But again, the company provided a link for voters to sign up so that they can gain information about local politicians' crypto policies. Shout out to Brian Armstrong at Coinbase. Didn't see myself say that anytime recent, but this is what we need. This is self-regulation. I've been a strong proponent for this whenever I tell people how easy it actually is to be a leader in America these days as far as like running this country. People's like, well, what would you do better? First thing I would do is get an app. Everyone's going to have this app to account for every American, and we'll be able to vote and pay for things like, hey, it's a pothole in your road. We'll just use some of that tax money. You can just go ahead and send some money to that pothole contractor company right now. But my point is we would do everything digital. I think this is what Coinbase is on their way of doing. I love this ideal that, hey, we're not going to go crazy and make this convoluted and hard. You want to know what people who represent you in your area that like or dislike cryptocurrency, we're going to send you this link to go straight to it. I think everything should be done digital. It's so much easier. I love it. But again, Coinbase has launched a grassroots political campaign to promote pro-crypto policies, according to February 28th Twitter thread from the company. The company said that the hashtag Crypto435 campaign is intended to grow the crypto advocacy community and share tools and resources so that crypto users can make their voices heard in all 435 congressional districts. Shout out to Coinbase. This is how politicking should be done. This is how consensus should be done. Voting should be done. To me, I love ideas like this. Everyone gets a chance to just click on something and be a part of governance as far as what we want to see in this community. I think this is an amazing thing to see. And again, this Coinbase provides this link to the sign-up page, asking users to provide a name, address, and phone number. We'll say, of course, this will be a honeypot for Coinbase. Don't get it twisted. The exchange claimed that it will provide people who sign up with information about how to contact specific politicians in their local districts, what those politicians' records on crypto are, tips for making your voices heard in DC, and more. So again, I think this is a cool thing. I'm glad Coinbase is rolling out. What I will say is you better believe all that data we're going to send them for people who sign up for this, they're going to keep it. reuse it to make themselves more powerful. But at the end of the day, hopefully, if they actually plan to do this and not just collect customer information, because that's an easy base hit for them, but if they actually plan to do this, I think this is going to be huge for the community. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah. So you said the first thing you would do is build an app. The first thing I would do is get rid of 430, at least 420 of these damn districts. Like if you want to see something funny, check out Patrice O'Neill United Areas of America. It's one of the funniest things ever. He's basically like, look, man, like the middle of America, they all join together. Boston and like the new y'all are all one state. This is
I
called,
got you.
like DC, Virginia. This is DC town. Everything below South Carolina is Miami. Like it's just funny. If we cut it up into that, would be much easier. But I do like the step that they're taking to try and reach out politically. It's sort of like when you're in school and you can't get the approval of the principal, so you go to all the teachers and you're like, hey, can you sign this petition? And maybe we can get them to change their mind. So I see what they're doing, and it is pretty good for people who don't realize how intertwined the crypto world is with politicians. Some people don't even realize they affect each other or that they have any effect at all. So a lot of people use Coinbase. I think some people will basically say, hey, we should try and go disintermediate from these politicians. You can't do it yet. I think that time is coming at some point, but yeah, that time is definitely not right now. So it's good for them. I think they'll have a lot of people who want to take action, who want to voice their opinion. And of course, if they get it going, I think they will have some impact on districts that may be smaller or may not be as in tune with the crypto market.
Yeah. And one thing I will say, as you can see with this tweet here, XRP fans were like, hey, if you export and fight powers, then don't delist stuff like Ripple after the SEC comes after as security. You can see here this tweet says, simple, relist XRP. That's how our voices will be heard. This is a problem in the crypto community where, again, stop gang banging projects. If it's good for the overall market, like start things like that. We see too many times on our channel too, a lot in the chat. And the certain warriors know who I'm talking about. When we're talking about like the most random thing for the entire market, y'all like, hey, don't forget about this crypto though. It's like, come on, man. Like that's why people don't like y'all or your project, because you're doing that type of shit. So
don't forget
to me,
about us.
Right. To me, that was like the XRP move where they're like, if it's simple, relisted, that's how our voices would be heard. Okay. While that is true, what are you going to do for the people of that company, i.e., the Brian Armstrongs, the C-suite, when the SEC calls the government and fucking arrests them? Are you going to put money up to get them out? Are you going to protest every day to get them out? Are you going to blow a hole in the side of a brick wall to get them out? The answers are all no. So that's where it's just like, no. A part of our voices being heard is real self-regulation. That means everyone speaks up for the overall market, not for your favorite project. That means if something in the market that could be good for the market could possibly be bad for your project, you still speak up for it. We're not seeing that in this space. And to me, that was a perfect example. And instead, we are seeing a shit ton of infighting because everyone wants their altcoin to be the next Bitcoin, even though they haven't done like the bare bone technical things you need to do to even make it a viable project. So yeah, stop gang banging projects and start banging for the entire market, because the government doesn't care about XRP specifically. They don't care about Library specifically. They don't care about Veritasium or Reggie Middleton specifically. They care about this entire market and anyone acting in it. Bitcoin down to the 22,254th crypto. Like they want the entire market going. So yeah, I hate when people like relist Ripple and that will fix the whole. Like, come on, man. Like that was your two Satoshis to help the conversation.
Thanks. Yeah. And most of them are bots. They're
Of
just
course.
throwing in, just bots throwing in hashtags. It is what it is. That's crypto Twitter for you.
There it is. All right, gaming engine Unity. This is a pretty cool story. Adds MetaMask functionality among new Web3 tools. That's right. Blockchains Solana and Tezos were among the 13 vetted crypto platforms added to Unity's asset store. Not sure what vetted means because Solana can't even fucking stay on for a few months straight. But whatever. Again, you see how easy that one was? So when we analyze stuff, you read these words. You see, oh yeah, we vetted these. Look, they vetted it just as good as Mr. Wonderful vetted FTX. All right. So with that being said, Unity's video game development platform has added a slew of crypto platforms to its asset store to assist developers interested in Web3 technology to streamline decentralization efforts. On February 28th, Unity said it released a new decentralization category page in its asset store with vetted crypto platforms to support developers interested in merging decentralization into their projects. Crypto wallet provider MetaMask was one of the 13 platforms featured on the store, with its software development kit added to help developers enable users to connect MetaMask wallet to any game developed on Unity. Really quick, I would say that from a technical perspective, people, the gaming and crypto merger, it's like it can happen. It can already happen, and it will happen. None of that's the issue right now. Where we're looking at games and crypto isn't the actual technical like aspects. That's easy. It's actually the regulatory environment. That's what they're scared of. Call of Duty is now a multi-billion-dollar game franchise on its own. I'm telling you, they have so many different crypto Easter eggs. They can literally like, and you have tokens in the game. You can literally just do Call of Duty token with a wallet and it's on and popping. They're not doing it because they know what the regulator is going to say is going to put their entire business at risk. So what I like to see is that now that MetaMask and some of these other companies are developing these developer kits, hopefully the proliferation happens where there's so many crypto type games being made and connections to your wallet and so on and so forth. The government will, per usual, go after the bigger ones, but eventually throw their hands and be like, well, shit, every new video game comes with a crypto wallet. Like, it is what it is. We cannot stop it. So I hope to see that happen. What else is happening in your point of view?
Oh yeah, well this holds a special place in my heart because Unity was one of the platforms that I taught students how to build video games on and 3D characters when I taught high school for that 1 year. So we use Unity extensively, and of course, while I'm working there is when I found out about Bitcoin, and that was one of the first things I thought to myself, like, this would be great if it could connect. But this was way before we had any Web3, anything before people had Lightning Network, streaming sats. Nobody was talking about that at all. However, with Unity, the ability to build games on there, to edit and all of that stuff, I think this is just building blocks to what I think the inevitable future is. I think every video game platform is going to have some sort of crypto attached to it, whether it's their own or whether it's another blockchain. I mean, it's just inevitable. The problem
Why
is, like you
wouldn't you?
said, it's regulators. I mean, as soon as you enter the money game, the regulators gonna come knocking. And of course, decentralized gaming is already here. It's just not very much traction yet. And as much as people want to say, this hasn't happened yet, and we haven't seen this, and it's taking forever. Trust me, when it happens, it happens. How many years did we go where people were talking about, well, Bitcoin needs NFTs, and then boom, ordinals came out, stacks came out, and now it's
Right.
here. Like now it's here. And everything else is basically gone. So at a certain point, so that's how quick technology moves, and I think this is an indicator that Unity's making a right decision. Unfortunately, they put Solana on there. Solana keeps kicking the plug out the wall. I don't know what the hell they're doing with their blockchain.
Bro, you
I think
funny as
they
hell
will
in the
be
world.
gone. They will be gone at some point.
Yeah. I think you know me, I love games. It's cool. Like I said, just looking at Call of Duty now, like for those who don't know, the biggest thing in video games for the past few years, the way they've been making most of their capital is through something called microtransactions. Essentially, you buy the game for whatever the price of the game is. And then while you're in the game, if you want new costumes, uniforms, weapons, powerful upgrades, all this other stuff,
Mhm.
you have to pay for it out your pocket, right? That's considered a microtransaction because it usually isn't the same cost as a game. It's a little bit cheaper, but that's how they get people. They say it's a new costume for your character and a new weapon that's going to make them way stronger than everyone else. That costs $12. So people who want to have the edge, they pay the $12. This is already happening and has been happening across many games, computer or console. Now, the way it works is that you're essentially using your bank account, your debit or credit card, and signing up to whatever that network is, PlayStation, Xbox, or computer, and it's just doing that transaction for you using your debit or credit card. But my point is, like, literally, the only difference would be a QR code or a wallet connected to your actual account username on the game, and you could use any cryptocurrency you want. So that's what we mean by a technical perspective. Is basically there. It's like it's 10 minutes of work on the back end to make it happen.
Right.
But again, as Bitcoin said, the issue is as soon as they accept that first crypto payment, as soon as someone says, "Oh shit, this I can finally use my Shiba, my Dogecoin on this game or something," now it does. Oh, y'all forgot to pay somebody, right?
Special.
last but not least, Jack Dorsey's decentralized Twitter rival enters App Store. Bitcoin Zay, you've been watching these stories closely. What's going on with this DeFi Twitter rival?
Oh yeah, so it is funny. Twitter went down yesterday for a bit, but Jack Dorsey he enters his rival social media app, which he's been talking about for a while now. Blue Sky. Blue Sky was co-founded by Jack Dorsey. As you know, he left Twitter. That's how I knew Twitter was about to go to shit. Was when he left, and then they installed somebody else, and now they got the Twitter files, and all those people are pretty much gone. But he didn't leave the social media game. He put Blue Sky. It just hit the App Store as an invite-only app, allowing certain persons to try out the new social experience by creating an account via invite code. I gotta hit up Jack. I'm trying to get one of those invite codes.
Yeah.
But according to TechCrunch, the Blue Sky iOS app debuted February 17th, amassed about 2,000 installs as of February 28th. The app is reportedly not yet available for Android testers on Google Play. And people are saying that Blue Sky looks a lot like Twitter, has the same sort of features, handles, followers, posts. I've seen a lot of social media apps. They all look like Twitter. If you get on Getter, Gab, if you get on, pretty much anything, it looks like Twitter because they basically perfected social media and how it should be. Also, one of the things that I'm researching now is Nostr. I actually got a Nostr like 5 months ago, but I lost the private key. I just didn't care about it because nobody was talking about it. Now a lot of people are getting Nostr, which Jack even posted that he was on Nostr. So I think it'll have some of the same qualities as Nostr. And if it's really true decentralized social media where you can say anything you want and never get banned, I can see a huge movement, especially of Bitcoin and crypto people moving over to Blue Sky. So we'll see how that goes. He definitely has a huge team behind him, and more power to him. So check out Blue Sky once it comes out.
Everyone keeps kicking the can, but when you say things like that, I don't know how long that stuff will last because while the technology and all the ideal works, it literally just takes a small group of humans, i.e. the government, to say, oh, terrorists and criminals and everybody uses y'all ain't allowed. And unfortunately, we keep seeing the majority say, okay, these small group of people we don't know told us we can't do it. We can't do it, y'all.
Yeah.
So
How decentralized
I'm
would
to
it be?
the we'll see. Right. Exactly. So that's what I'm like, we'll see, because we know that's what's going to happen. Somebody's going to say some crazy racist shit. Somebody's going to say some terroristic shit. Then there's going to be some weird criminal shit all going on the same platform. And people going to start complaining. Oh, I don't want to press X. I just want my eyes to not have to see it, but I don't want to just close out of it. I don't know what to do. And I'm looking at something I don't want to see. I'm going to call the government and tell them to do something about it. And they will do something about it when they get enough of those calls.
If the government would have sent me something, I would have said, there's a big ass block button right there at the top of the page. Push block and move on with your life. Crying ass adults.
And take this fine for calling us up like we ain't fighting wars and trying to stop homelessness and world hunger and everything else. What you calling me up about this app for?
About words on the screen. Just close your eye. What did Tyler the Creator say? He was like, how you get bullied on social media? Just close your eyes. Just walk away.
Hilarious. Other than that, that is the show for the most part. A lot of cool stuff rolling out. You got any news for the day? Any messages?
Make sure you jump on Discord. A whole lot of good information there. A lot of people joining lately, putting a lot of information in there. Tinfoil Toboggan is popping. The Warrior chat is popping. A lot of good links and information in there that you don't get on the show. So make sure you join the Discord. Be in there at 11.
There it is. Hey, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, when it comes to all these social media apps, really quick, I want to do what China and Japan did, like consolidate. Can we just have one app where I can order Uber, look at Yelp, tweet, Facebook, Instagram? Can I just have one app? Give me Line, give me WeChat. I'll take a WeChat. Let me do I want to do everything on one app. I do not want to have all these different apps. I'm tired of it. All right.
You can drop that social credit score on you and put your name on your face on a billboard and be like, this guy, this guy.
You're right. Maybe we do
too much money.
We do need multiple apps.
Yeah, he went over his carbon credits this week. If anybody has seen this man, report him for we'll pay you $10,000 to report him.
Motherfucker spend all this crypto buying dirty gym socks. Okay, on that note, smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow on some new crypto news. All right. Cheers.